Unmute the mic. There we go. It works. Hooray. Hello. So many different buttons to press at the beginning of it. I never know what I'm doing. I never know what I'm doing anyway, but this is even worse. So hello there, everyone out in YouTube land. Great to have, what we got there, 19 people out there, is that? I can't see that without my glasses. Vanity out the window. 16 people, but that's great because it's a steaming hot day out there at the moment. Hi, Alison. Just seen your message pop up there. Yeah, it's such a hot day. I mean, let's not complain about it, but it's been lovely, hasn't it? I hope it's been good where you are. You haven't been burnt by the sun. I hope you're all being careful out there. Please do. It's very, very important. Speaking as one who knows. So, yeah, I hope you're all taking care. So how is everyone? It's great to see so many people out there in the chat. Oh, it's raining there. Where are you then, Keith? And can you send some of it down? I think we want some of it down here at the moment. Not for a couple of days yet, because Mandy's away at the moment, and so she wants some good weather for the next couple of days. But other than that, yeah, we'll have some rain, please. So, how have you all been? Have you been busy? Been enjoying this good weather? And what's going on? Hope you got plenty of drinks handy. I've got 2 lined up at the moment, and we'll take a drink break halfway through. Oh, Keith's up in Orkney, so it's raining up there. Probably to be expected, really. Nigel, you all good there? That's good to see. It's been ages since we've done one of these. I always do a practice run through with a group of friends just to make sure there are no glaring omissions in the questions. There's usually one or two typos that come up, some of which are quite hilarious actually, so it's nice to get those sorted out. But yeah, well, it's been a while, so really pleased to be online here doing this, and a huge thanks to one of our really good friends who's in the chat. I'm not going to embarrass him by naming him, Frederick. Oh, he's provided all the questions for me tonight. I have chopped out one or two of them, but yeah, oh, thanks, Emma. Yeah, it has been a long time, hasn't it? I did chop out one or two questions and substitute a couple, but yeah, if you don't like the questions, it's not my fault tonight. So, but yeah, we should do this more often, shouldn't we? I do miss it. It is fun. We've got a nice group of people out there, 22, and Emma's just said she's missed these. Actually, she missed the last one completely somehow, so I made sure she got the invite for this one. Sound, vision, everything else is okay, hopefully. We'll give it a few more minutes and then we'll get going. Just let a few late arrivals turn up. Gonna have to go back to my glasses and just see what the time is. Yeah, 7:36, so we've got a while to go. Yeah, Stephen, you're right. I mean, it's you're welcome, Emma. I've got a demo to do tomorrow night, and to say I'm dreading it would be wrong, but this weather is not good for finishing, and I'm going to be taking all my stuff down in the van in the afternoon to get there. It's going to cook in the back of the van, so by the time I get to do the demo, some of it's going to be liquid. Some of it is going to be liquid that isn't supposed to be liquid. I did a demo up at Kings Lynn a couple of weeks ago on a very similar weather conditions, and what I actually did was I did the demo in reverse, pretty much exactly. So I started off with the buffing wheel kit, which I don't normally do. I don't like to do that to begin with, but I did all the bits that didn't require that many finishes, so it wouldn't matter too much if by the time I got to the second half of the demo, which would normally be the first half, everything had cooled down just that little bit, and I was able to do the demo properly. Weather like this is not great for finishing. Make no secret of it. Finishing can be very temperature dependent. So if it's too hot, you're in trouble. If it's too cold, that's also not great either. So got to pick your day for it. Got to pick your day. Leona, hi. Good to see you there. Stephen, your cool boxes work. Yeah, that does. Basically, you need something insulated to keep the stuff cool as much as you can. Yeah, pick your cool boxes. Everyone's suggesting. So yeah, anything that's insulated is going to make a huge difference. So for weather like this, if you can, it will certainly help. Top tip there. So how are we doing? Yeah, Frederick, all the waxes in his workshop have melted. Just leave them be. Give them a little stir if you feel they need it. But generally speaking, they will go back to their usual consistency once they're allowed to cool down and settle down. So all is not lost. You don't need to throw them away. They will come back to normal. So 6 weeks to go to the Weekender. So if you're coming along, I hope you've got your tickets by now. Sent out a little bulletin about it tonight, which hopefully most of you have seen if you're coming along. And we do have a couple of rooms. I haven't checked my email lately. Mustn't shake the table. I did send out an email. We've got a couple of rooms at the Birch Hotel. That we've got one room that's become available, and we've got someone as well who's got a twin that they're happy to share if anyone wants to do that. So do contact me for details. And it is very much first come, first served. And we'll get that, if you want to come along, we'll get that sorted out. Frederick's going to kick the beer out of his fridge. Don't think that's going to happen somehow, but we'll see. So yeah, got a great lineup at the weekend. We're really looking forward to it. It's going to be a good one. The venue's really nice. I'm really happy with the venue, and it should be. It should all work out very, very well. Again, we're normally lucky with it. It comes together at the last minute. If you're waiting for tickets for it, by the way, we're just preparing them at the moment. I've got them all here, actually. Katie's been working really hard on these, and there we are. There's one batch of the tickets all ready to go out. That's the passes. So we'll be probably just tangled these up now. She's never going to talk to me again. So we'll be sending those out in the coming week or so, along with full details about how to join us. Tickets still available if you want to come along. Love to see you there. It's great fun. We've taken it up north for due to popular demand. So yeah, let's see what we can do. Right, Leon is saying not to do. Don't do anything rash. Yeah, it'd be lovely to see you there, Leona. So I'm just catching up. The comments are coming in out of sync with what I'm saying. So yeah, we're still here, Leona. If you can make it, there are still tickets available. So that's all good stuff. Right. So we'll just give it what we at there. 7:41. I've been talking to myself for quite a while now and talking to you in the chat. Great to see you in the chat, by the way. Thank you so much for joining in. And we'll get started in just a minute or two, and we'll start with the quiz. So there are 6 rounds as normal. You're going to need a pen and paper to keep your tally of your score. It's multiple choice as always. 4 choices, A, B, C, or D. You just need to write down your answer, A, B, C, or D. You've got 30 seconds to do it. So that's ample time, really. There's no delay. That Kahoot, when we used it, which was fantastic, but it did cause a delay on the scoring system, on the a lag between what was going on. So 30 seconds is plenty of time. And yeah, do you know what? That's not a bad idea, Stephen. Kind of like that idea. Will there be any night? Yeah, thanks, Nigel. We'll come back to that in a moment. Yeah, so just keep a note of your score, keep a note of how many you've got right and how many you've got wrong. 1 point per question for the first 6 rounds. And then we've got a bonus round. There are 10, is not done this before, 10 questions at the end, each worth 5 points. They're just random questions. They're not particularly difficult, but it just makes everything to play for. Even right at the end, if you do a really good round on the bonus round, then you could still end up in the lead with it. We'll take a break after each round to get your scores in, see how people are doing. Nigel there just saying if we're going to be selling night pads at the weekend. If you feel you need them, Nigel, I can surely get you some in. I'm positive about that. But yeah, I don't think you're that far gone yet. And if you don't know what I'm talking about there, and that wouldn't be a first, then we've got a YouTube video about abrasives, and Google has unhelpfully, as it turns out, put chapter headings in there. And so chapter 1, they say, is an introduction. Yeah, probably. Chapter 2, types of abrasive. Okay, that's fine. That's what I'm talking about. Chapter 3, cut back abrasive. What was cut back abrasive? And it's cloth back abrasive is what it should say, but it couldn't make it out. Then chapter, what am I up to? 4, 5, whatever it is hook back abrasive. That's great. Chapter 6, net abrasive. Yep, okay. Chapter 7, night pads. What? So yeah, I'm not happy with that. It was supposed to say NIWeb pads, but instead it says night pads, which is something totally different, really, and not very good for sanding something down with. So yeah, if you haven't seen that, too late. It's gone now. I've removed that. It took ages to do. It took quite a while to find out how to correct that. But yeah, thanks Google and YouTube. Really appreciate that interference. I've yet to go through all the other videos, so there might be some other howlers out there. If you spot one, do let me know. Don't go and do it now, though. Just hold on. Do it afterwards when you've got a spare 20 minutes or so to kill. Have a look at it then. All right. So what have we got there? We've got 18 people out there. Numbers coming and going there, but that's fine. Not going to worry about that too much. Apologies for the glare on my glasses. And just gone back to a different screen now. Why doesn't that show? 20 watching now. Okay, that's the YouTube screen. That's really weird. There's a time lag. So if I look at this on YouTube, it's about 10 seconds behind. So I've just put my glasses on now. Right. Yeah, Keith, I think they probably were taking the proverbial there. Or something had to anyway. So yeah, great. Really wasn't impressed with that. All right. So look, it's heading off for time. Grab a drink. I'm going to. And shall we make a start on the quiz? Yeah. Everyone ready? Let's have a yay or a thumbs up or something in the chat, or a no, I'm fed up, I'm leaving. I don't know. But let's have a little. Who's ready for the quiz? I've got to wait. I should have asked this 10 seconds ago. Yeah, thank you. Yay, Leona's ready. Emma's ready. I think we ought to start then. Okay, so let's. Anthony, first time seeing you on the chat there, Anthony. So you're obviously keen, right? Brilliant. Good to have you out there. Okay, let's see if we can add that to the stream and get ourselves going. Stephen's got to cook at the same time. Again, you're always eating dinner when we're doing this, Stephen. What are we saying here? All right, okay. So there we go. There's our holding page, and it's time for question 1. The countdown's ready. So it's a 30-second countdown. It's just a musical background, but 30 seconds. All you've got to write down is A, B, C, or D. So nice and easy. Stephen likes food. There isn't a food round, I'm afraid, Stephen. That's not my fault, but there isn't one. So, right. So shall we have a go? And here we go. So it's quiz time with Chestnut products. Yay. Here we go. Leona's cooking as well. What's going on? Can't you plan your meal times better? Oh, Mandy, hi. Good to see you out there. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining in. Mandy hasn't seen the questions, so we'll see how she gets on. She's got a group of friends with her at the moment, so I hope they're all paying attention. We'll see how we get on. Right, okay, so here we go. We will make a start. Here's round 1, and it is British history. So let's see how we get on with this one. Let's find my countdown. That's over there. And 3, 2, 1. It's question 1. And by what other title is the British Prime Minister known? Now, keep it clean, folks. Is it A, Leader of the Cabinet, B, Leader of the UK and Northern Ireland, C, First Lord of the Treasury, or D, Supreme Commander, UK? That was the wrong button to press, so we're off to a great start there. There's my countdown. You're getting a background noise. If you're getting interference, please let me know with that. But I hope you've got the music there, and that's fine. So, British Prime Minister, what's his other title? Leader of the Cabinet, Leader of the UK and Northern Ireland, First Lord of the Treasury, or Supreme Commander UK Forces? Time's up. Okay, have you got your answer ready? I hope so. The answer is C. He's the First Lord of the Treasury. So he does have other unofficial and probably less pleasant titles that people call him, but he's also known as the First Lord of the Treasury. Okay, give yourself a point if you got that one. We'll come back and get your scores at the end of it. Well done, Leona. She's off to a good start. Emma's not, by the look of it. Oh, well, there's still time, Emma. And we will get there. Right, okay, question 2 coming up. How many seats are there in the House of Commons as of 2010? Are there 436, 534, 650, or 692? All you have to do on your bit of paper, write down A, B, C, or D, or whatever. You can write the full answer if you want. Just keep it simple though. How many seats in the House of Commons as of 2010? 436, 534, 650, or 692? Round's running. They're not all politics, Emma, don't worry. Okay, and Emma's going for the colours. Wow, why not? It's always worth a guess because you never know. The correct answer is 650, which is an increase of 316 since 1707. So there you go. 650 seats in the House of Commons. Green for Chestnut. Oh, Emma, thank you. That's lovely. I would thought she'd have gone with D, actually, with D and the purple, but there we are. Green for Chestnut. Yeah, can't go wrong with that. Says the guy in the blue shirt tonight, but what can you say? Question 3. Let's have a go at that. During the Great Fire of London, what did diarist Samuel Pepys bury in his garden? Was it A, government papers, B, his diaries, C, Parmesan cheese, or his gold? Great Fire of London. So diarist Samuel Pepys wanted to protect something, but what was it? Okay, let's take the music down a little bit. There we go. How's that, Frederick? Some people might say that not being able to hear me is a bonus. Jennifer, hi. Time's up on that question. So what did he bury in his garden to save it? What do we reckon? Well, it's the strangest answer. But it's Parmesan cheese, of course, because at the time, cheese was an expensive luxury, and by burying it, he thought he could protect it and save it from the fire. Probably melted. I don't know what actually happened on that one, if it was a good plan or not, but that was the reason for it. Okay, so we'll move on. Question 4 coming up. I hope you're keeping a tally on your score. See how you're getting on. And let's have a look. Question 4, what's that got for us? And when did Scotland become part of the British Union? Was it 1680, 1707, 1760, or 1800? What do you reckon? When did Scotland become part of the British Union? Which year? 1680, 1707, 1760, or 1800? There are some easier ones, Nigel. Don't worry. Don't worry. But, yeah. And here we go. So the correct answer there is, I'm going to press the right button there, it's 1707. There was many years of debate on it, but in 16th of January 1707, the treaty was signed and Scotland became part of the British Union. And Emma got one right. Yay, well done, Emma. That's brilliant. Hopefully that's not your first one, but yeah, you can't. I've just seen a comment from Emma saying you can't beat it, Stephen, and I'm actually not sure what you can't beat. But oh yeah, green for Chestnut, obviously. I'm guessing. I don't know. Right. Okay. So Leona, hopefully you got that, because I can't hear that this end. It doesn't play my end, but hopefully you've got that. So you know, I'm going to make sure just for Leona. There we go. Got it that time. Whoop, don't press that one yet. It's not time. Right. Okay, so we're going to move on. Question 5. Things I do for you guys. God. Question 5. We're back to Samuel Pepys. And what was his main employment? Was he an import or export clerk? Was he a commissioned army officer? Was he the chief secretary to the Admiralty? Or was he an equestrian clerk? What did he do? What was his full-time job? Because I don't know if he ever had the intention of publishing his diaries and being famous for it, or if it's just a little thing he did of an evening. But what was the thing? How did he actually earn his money? Was he an import-export clerk, commissioned army officer, chief secretary to the Admiralty, or an equestrian clerk? Anybody know? Because the correct answer is chief secretary to the Admiralty. So it was blue. Sorry, Emma, if you're still on the greens. He was chief secretary to the Admiralty, and he started as an administrator for the Royal Navy, and he was also an MP. But chief secretary to the Admiralty was his main employment. So we're coming up to the last question in round 1. Here we go. And who was the first British woman in space? Was it A, Helen Sharman, B, Rosemary Coogan, C, Megan Christian, or D, Heather Cooper? So first British woman in space, who was it? Helen Sharman, Rosemary Coogan, Megan Christian, or Heather Cooper? I'm not sure if Keith's doing really well and his guessing means he's going to go for the lottery, or if he's thinking, fed up with this, I'm going to put something else on. We'll find out in a minute, I'm sure. First British woman in space was Helen Sharman. So if you got that right, well done. Give yourself another point. And that she went up into space on a Soviet-British agreement on board the Soviet spacecraft Soyuz TM-12 in 1991. So yeah, the mission was not funded by the European Space Agency, so as a result of that, it wasn't recognised. So Tim Peake became the first recognised first Brit in space, but Helen Sharman was up there first, apparently. All right, so blue is Stephen's favorite spirit stain color, and he says, but it goes everywhere, and I would agree. You know, if ever I have a mishap when I've been filling the stains or working with them, if I ever have a mishap with them, it's always the blue. I think it's possessed. I don't know what's going on with it. So let's see. It's the round has ended. How did you do? Now let's see your scores. How many out of 6 have you got so far? There's no judging yet, and don't worry. There are plenty more questions to come, and hopefully you'll find more to your liking. That's why we only put 6 in there. Oh, Keith's on 4, Neil on 3. Well done. Keep the round short because some people say, oh, I hate the I hate the music round, I hate this round or whatever. Oh, that's nice, Leona. Philip on 1, Emma on 1, 2 for Leona. Stuart on 5. Well done, Nathan. Hi, I didn't know you were out there. 2 points for Nathan. Yeah, blue. It's possessed. It's under the control of the devil. I would agree with you there. Barry got 2. Well done. So yeah, it's a nice spread there, which is good because it's no one wants to come to a quiz and get all the questions right, and you also don't want to go to a quiz and get none of them right. So it looks like everyone's got something so far, and we can move on, I think, to round 2. Any more scores to come in? Stephen's on 3. Well done. So you know, that's not bad. I don't know how many of them were guesses, of course, but you know we're doing well. We're doing well so far. So let's move on, and we'll come to round 2, which is pot luck. There we go. So God only knows what you're going to get here, and we'll move on with question 1 in round 2, pot luck. And question 1 is: as well as being the lead singer in the Carpenters, what instrument did Karen Carpenter also play? Did she play the clarinet, the drums, the keyboard, or the flute? Now, that's obviously not a picture of Karen Carpenter because I couldn't find a royalty-free picture to use. There's just a token singer there. But she wasn't just the singer in the band. What instrument did she play? She didn't always play it because Richard, her brother, encouraged her to come out to the front of the stage. But all those lovely records, all those lovely songs they did, what instrument did she sometimes play on them? Who knew that one? Have you got your answer in? Have you been too busy chatting? So the instrument that Karen Carpenter played was the drums, believe it or not. She was a very, very good drummer. So yeah, she did play the drums on a lot of the tracks, and she would occasionally do so in concert as well. But her brother Richard Carpenter got her to come out on the front of the stage and do the main singing from there, which she resisted for a very long time, interestingly enough. So there you go. Right, so give yourself a point if you got that right, and we'll move on to question 8, which is: in computer terms, what does USB stand for? Is it a universal serial bus, an umbilical source bus, a universal software bus, or a unified special bus? Gosh, I must get shorter questions, shorter answers actually. Computers, what does USB stand for? Universal serial bus, umbilical source bus, universal software bus, or unified special bus? You can take it as a given that the B stands for bus, which makes no sense actually. You know, you can't get on that and go anywhere. Beats me. Right, got your answers in? Ready? Because USB stands for Universal Serial Bus. So yeah, and they were first introduced in 1996 apparently. So there you go. Who got that one right? Give yourself a point if you did. And we're going to move on to question 9. And we're sticking with computers and abbreviations. In an SD slot, I think Emma got that one. In an SD slot, what does SD stand for? Is it serial data, software data, system driver, or secure data? SD. Sometimes a micro SD, but it's the same thing. What does it stand for? Serial data, software data, system data, or secure data? Seen them, all used them, I'm sure. What's it stand for? And the correct answer is secure data. So if you got D for secure data, well done. You can give yourself another point. That is the correct answer. Right, so here we go. We're going out into space on the next question. So I've got a list of them over here, so I know what's coming up. And we're going on to question 10. So halfway through this round, we've just passed the halfway mark on this round. Question 10, which planet has a moon named Phobos? Is it Jupiter, Neptune, Saturn, or is it Mars? Phobos. Which planet is that orbit? Is it Jupiter, Neptune, Saturn, or Mars? Jennifer's got 2 right. Well done so far. That's good going. Where's Phobos in the solar system? Right, hopefully you got your answer ready by now, because the answer is Mars. So it's not even that far away, really. You should know that. Come on, it's our neighbours. Phobos is busily circling Mars. So hopefully you know that one. All right, so then we'll go on to question. Give yourself a point if you did. And we can go on to question 11, which is, who said, famously, if you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you don't understand it yourself? Was it A, Winston Churchill, B, Albert Einstein, C, Marie Curie, or D, Alan Turing? Who said that? If you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you don't understand it yourself. And there's a picture of a confused-looking 6-year-old, because that was the best picture I could find. I was going to put a picture of the person who said it, and I realised that would have been a giveaway. So that was the best one I've come up with. So, what do we reckon? Winston Churchill, Albert Einstein, Marie Curie, or Alan Turing? And I'm sorry, just blowing my nose. And the correct answer is Winston Churchill, because it does sound very much like something he'd say, isn't it? So if you got A, that's the correct answer. Whether you knew it or you guessed it, well done. That's another point in your point bank. So we can now move on to the last question. And you know what? I've just looked at my list here, and that's the wrong answer. So apologies for that. So scratch that. If you put A, Winston Churchill, you got it wrong. It's actually B. It was Albert Einstein, and I've put the wrong answer on the sheet here. So apologies. So question 11, we'll go back on that one. Winston Churchill does sound like something he'd have said, but he didn't. Einstein said it. So the answer is B. If you got B, if you went green, you got the point. Yep. Thank you, Steve. Yeah, my mistake. I've just looked at my list here and I thought, yeah, do you know what? How did I do that? Oh, well, it's these things happen, I'm afraid. So apologies, but at least we know what happened. Right. I made a mistake, and that's what happened. We'll move on to question 12 very quickly, shall we? Here we go. And the singer Reginald Kenneth Dwight is better known as, is it A, Fergal Sharkey, B, Elton John, C, Johnny Cash, or D, Alice Cooper? Reginald Kenneth Dwight. What is he better known as? Fergal Sharkey, Elton John, Johnny Cash, or Alice Cooper? I'd like to think most of you will get this right, but no such thing as a hard question, just those you don't know the answers to. So let's see. So Reginald Kenneth Dwight is, of course, better known as Elton John. So hopefully you got that right. And I think he's on the pyramid stage at Glastonbury tonight, isn't he? So that's probably where everyone else is watching that. So hope they're enjoying that. And if you come along and watch this on catch up, hi, thank you for joining us on catch up. Sound like the BBC iPlayer, don't we? But of course, if you want to relive this glorious quiz later on, you can do so, because it will just stay on YouTube probably forever, until someone gets really bored and takes it down. All right, so that was the end of round 2. Let's see how you've done. So if you want to put your scores in, maybe put first of all how many you got in that round, and then your total score. Hi John, nice to see you there. Thanks for joining in. So yeah, let's have your scores in there. So Philip Hamilton 4 for that round. Getting better at John guessing. Sorry, Neil 5, giving him a total of 8. Stuart Farini 3, so that gives him a total of 8, I think. Keith 4 and 8. 4 for Jennifer. 4 in that, so a total of 5 for Nigel. So yeah, well, scores are creeping up. Well done. That round is obviously a little bit more to everyone's liking. Steve Ash 6 with a total of 12. Nothing to be ashamed of. Absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. As I say, there's no such thing as an easy question. It's just a case of whether you know the answer or not. So yeah, well done. John's got 1 because he joined on the last question. Okay, you've got a bit of catching up to do there, John. You never know, you might manage it, but I think you're going to be pushing it a little bit. But it's great to have you out there anyway. Do keep up with us. Do keep watching, and we're going to move on to the next question in the quiz. So the next round coming up is science. She blinded me with science, as Thomas Dolby said, and sorry, 80s music there, 80s music reference, if anyone got that. And if not, I'm going to move on to question 1 in round 3. So here we go. Question 1 is, how long does it take sunlight to reach the Earth? Is it 1 hour? Is it 27 minutes? Is it 4 minutes? Or is it 8 minutes? How long does sunlight take to reach the Earth? Let's start a countdown, shall we? Just it would be a very long wait otherwise for the answer. How long does sunlight take to reach the Earth? So it's got 93 million miles to travel. If you know what the speed of light is, you could get a calculator out and work it out if you wanted to. Probably, yeah, long way round. If you know the answer, you're much better off. And so the answer is, for sunlight reaching the Earth, is 8 minutes. So it's 8 minutes 20 seconds on average. So that's how long it takes to reach. And just so pertinent on a day like today. It's 93 million miles away. It's taken 8 and a bit minutes to get to the Earth, and it can still burn us. How does that work? I don't get that. But yeah, so very, very powerful, very hot, obviously. So if you are out in it, sun cream, people, use that. It is so important. Right, and we will lecture over. We'll move on to question 14. It's the periodic table. And what is the chemical abbreviation for gold? Is it A, GD? Is it B, GU? C, AU? Or D, LD? Gold. What's the abbreviation for that in the periodic table? GD, GU, AU, or LD? I'm probably as confused by it all as the girl in the picture, quite honestly. But do you know? All right, so the answer is AU. There must be a reason for it. I don't know what it is. If you're a James Bond film, then Goldfinger had the registration AU. So there's a little bit of a clue there if you're into your Bond films. But AU is the chemical abbreviation for gold. Not sure what the others are, but that's the one for gold. And we'll move on with question 15. And what is the standard? Who zoomed in on background? Oh, got me worried now. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, you'd have to really zoom in a long way. I'm not even sure if it's on there, actually. I did do a quick check on it. I don't think it is there. So I do try not to give too much away. Right, sorry, question 15. You've had a brief little preview of it there. And what is the standard measurement of electric current? Is it the ampere? Is it the volt? Is it the farad? Or is it the ohm? What is the standard measurement for electric current? A for ampere, B for volt, C for farad, and D for ohm. I love that little picture as well. Yeah, electric current. What do you measure it in? Sorry, music stopped. I was busy reading the chat, and the answer is ampere. So that's the current. So like you get a 13 amp fuse, 5 amp fuse. That's an amp. Ampere is the full term for it. Volts measures the actual voltage, obviously. Ohms measures resistance, and farad I have no idea about. I will have to look that up later, or you can and let me know. But yeah, so ampere is the correct answer, and it's named after the French scientist André-Marie Ampère. There you go. So that's where that comes from, in case you ever wondered. And we will move on to question 16. So don't forget, keep a tally of your points, how you're doing here. Question 16. And which of the following is the best conductor of heat? Is it A, a diamond, B, steel, C, lithium, or D, copper? Which of those conducts the best? The diamond, steel, lithium, or copper? Well, thank you, Lorena. I try my best. I'll make it up as I go. You wait till I get to the Greek mythology ones. Right, sorry, yeah. Best conductor of heat there. So the actual answer is D. Diamonds are the best conductor of heat. So I don't know if you knew that. So why aren't radiators made of diamonds? Wouldn't that make much more sense? Just think how glitzy that would look when, had friends over and you got a diamond radiator. Yeah, okay, maybe not. All right, if you did get diamond, that's the correct answer. Give yourself a point, and we will move on to question 17. Here we go. And the atomic number is the number of what found in every chemical element. Oh, farad is the measurement of charge. Thank you, Frederick. I knew you'd know because he wrote the questions. The atomic number is the number of what found in every chemical element. Is it the number of electrons, protons, charms, or quarks? What is that? The number of what in every chemical element? Atomic number. What does that measure? Okay, and the answer is protons. The number identifies the atom. Helium has 2 protons, and no other element has 2 protons. Don't you know? So yeah, that's it measures the number of protons. I didn't know that. Didn't know that at all. All right, so we'll move on. It's the last question in the science round coming up. Question 18. And is Charles Babbage is considered to be the father of what? Is it the Leclanche cell, the automatic telephone exchange, the microwave oven, or the computer? Charles Babbage, what's he famous for being the father, for inventing, effectively? The Leclanche cell, the automatic telephone exchange, a microwave oven, or the computer? Do you know? Do you know? The answer is D. He's considered the father of the computer, and his analog computer is on display in the Science Museum in London. Should you be interested enough to go and find out, that's where it will be. And that brings us to the end of round 3. How did you do? Let's have a look at your scores. let's let's put me on full screen. Let's scare everyone a little bit, and let's have a look at your scores. How have you done? How many did you get in that round? What's your running total? Don't forget, there's that bonus round coming up. Nigel, 5 out of 6 that time. See, Neil got 5 there, a total of 13. Keith with 3 in that round, giving him 11. Nathan 3 in that round, giving him a total of 8. Steve Ash 4, putting him on to 20. I think that might put you into the lead there. Leona not doing so well on that round with 1 on a total of 9, but yeah, it's all to play for. And you know what? It's only a bit of fun anyway. There's the only prize you get is the kudos of actually saying I won that one. But yeah, Jennifer's 2, giving her a total of 6. Emma's on 7 in total. Barry got 3, giving him a total of 8. Philip 3, 8 total. There's still more to come. There are still other questions to come, so hopefully there'll be a round coming along that will suit you, Philip. Don't worry about it. As I say, it's just a bit of fun. I hope you're enjoying it, and I'm slowly sliding down this chair, so I'm going to sit myself up in a moment. Let's bring the other screen back in, and we will move on to round 4. I'll tell you what we'll do. Stuart Finney got 4 in that one, so 12 in total. Very well done. Very well done. We will move on. We'll do this round, and then we'll take a couple of minutes break if you want to go and get a drink or a comfort stop or anything like that. We'd be just over halfway through the first 6 rounds. But as we've got a bonus round, we'll do this round and give a little break. So let's have a look at the next round, which is mythology. So Leona, if you were worried about my pronunciation earlier on, it's really going to get bad now. Leona, yeah, maybe alcohol will help. I've got to drive afterwards, so unfortunately, I'm just on orange. But there we are. It is nice and cold though. Right, so let's have a go here. And on mythology, question 1. And in Greek mythology, who was the father of the Titans? Was it Zeus? Was it Uranus? Was it Jupiter? Or was it Kronos? Who was the father of the Titans? And there were 12 of them apparently. So yeah. Well, Nigel not enjoying Greek mythology there by the look of it. You'll be surprised, you might know some of these. Zeus, Uranus, Jupiter, or Kronos. Who is the father of the Titans? Okay, so did you know? Did you guess? Did you get it right? Because the answer is Uranus. And say the 12 Titans, he was the father of them. So the next one should be, you should be able to get the next one. Think carefully before you write the answer down, though. Yeah. So question 20 coming up. And in Greek mythology, what type of creature was Medusa? Was she a soothsayer? Was she an oracle? Was she a gorgon or a snake? Greek mythology, what kind of creature was Medusa? Soothsayer, oracle, gorgon, or a snake? Isn't that a fantastic picture? That's a cosplayer, someone who dresses up just for fun as various people. And and she was dressed up as Medusa, who was a gorgon. So if you know the answer, if you knew that one, you can give yourself a point. And obviously all the time you could creep up behind her, didn't matter. As soon as you looked in her eyes, that was your lot. You were stoned. So yeah. So we can be thankful Perseus, who beheaded her and sort of stuck her head in a bag, so no one had to look at her anymore and turned to stone. There you go. The things you learn on one of our quizzes, all rubbish, really, but that's what we are. Right, we'll move on. Question 21 coming up. And who was the Roman god of thunder, sky, and the father of the goddess Venus, and also just in his spare time, he was the king of the gods as well. Pretty busy guy, really. Was it Venus? Was it Jupiter? Was it Saturn or Mars? Well, who's doing all those things? being the god of thunder, the god of sky, father of the goddess Venus, and, well, just really to top it all, the king of the gods. Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, or Mars? Who was it? Here we go, and the answer is Jupiter. Did you get that one? Whenever he's pictured, he's always carrying a lightning bolt as a symbol of his power. The Greeks would have called him Zeus, but the Romans called him Jupiter as the king of gods and the god of thunder. So if you got Jupiter, well done, it's the correct answer. And we'll move on to question 22. I like it. For some reason, I like this question. In Greek mythology, we're back to the Greeks, what is the name of the boatman who ferries the souls of the dead to Hades? Now, again, think carefully on this one. Is the answer Charon? Is it Styx? Is it Erebus? Or is it Nick? There he is in his little boat with his lantern, taking the souls of the dead over to Hades. But what's his name? Is it Charon, Styx, Erebus, or Nyx? They almost kind of rhyme, actually, but yeah. Okay, did you get that one? Do you know the answer? I would have got this wrong, actually. I'd have got confused with it, because the answer is Charon. Sometimes known as Charon with a K at the beginning, and he was paid to carry the souls over, given rights, and he carried them across the river Styx to the gates of Hades, hell, basically. But yeah, the river Styx is where he's taking people over, and over there is met by was it Cerberus, the three-headed dog, who would welcome people there. And apparently the dog was a very friendly sort of person, very sort of friendly sort of dog anyway. Looks like monstrous, but actually quite nice to people. Anyway, I digress. That came up in the quiz before, and it's quite interesting to read about. Right. Right, nothing in the chat to catch up with. Everyone's a little bit stupefied, I think. So again, another question coming up. Think about this one, and you may have seen a film or a play about it. I think there's a good chance you're going to get this one, because in Greek mythology, who traveled to the land of the dead to find his wife? Was it Narcissus? Was it Hades? Was it Orpheus? Or was it Hermes? Well, there's a stroke coming there later. But was it who travelled over to the who travelled over to the land of the dead to find his wife? Was it Narcissus, Hades, Orpheus, or Hermes? So, who knows the answer to that one? Because the answer is, in fact, not going to work. Let's see. The answer is, interesting. Got that one twice. Well, the answer is Orpheus. You're going to have to take my word for it. For some reason, the slide doesn't want to tell me that. I think it's because I changed some of the questions on there. So yeah, it's Orpheus, definitely. If you think about the opera and the plays and the films, Orpheus in the underworld, that was him going over there to find his dead bride. So that's where that comes from. So we'll move on to question 24. And where was the home of the Greek gods? Was it Mount Olympus? Was it Mount Etna? Was it Mount Athos? Or Mount Sinai? Greek gods, where did they hang out? Where did they go home at the end of a busy day doing god things? Was it Mount Olympus, Mount Etna, Mount Athos, or Mount Sinai? Where did they head off to? It's the last question of the round. Well, you're going to know this one, because the correct answer is, it's Mount Olympus, of course, which is in Greece. Where else would it be? And that was the home of the gods, apparently. So if they sent you an invite to come over for drinks, that's where you'd be heading over to. All right, so that was the end of the round. Let's have a look. Would you like to put your scores up? Tell me how you did. We will take a little break after this one. Leona knows nothing about mythology by the sound of it. She didn't get too many there, unfortunately. Steve Lerner Turner, definitely not from Yorkshire. Boo, Mandy. uh, oh, so Steve Ash got 6 on that one. Keith got 4. Stuart Freeney 5. Neil in just down to 2. Nathan 3 again. Barry 3. Amanda's chat's not working. Well, it is because we can see you, but I get what you mean. Yeah. Okay. Oh, well done, Philip, getting into double figures. No one's a dunce here. It's just fun, and sometimes the questions fall right for you, sometimes they don't. John there got 5 out of 6, so it's just about what you know about, really. So it's very difficult coming up with the right spread of questions. So I hope you're enjoying it so far. Should we take a break? I think that's a good idea. We'll take a break, let you regroup, let you think about getting a drink, getting an ice cream, getting whatever you want to. Phyllis says it's getting very grey outside, so I hope it's not too bad there. So we will take a break. The chat will carry on, and so I've got a 2-minute 57 break thing here. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to get a drink, and if you want to do the same, I'll see you in just under 3 minutes time. Here we go. Hang on. Come on. And there we go. So hope you enjoyed the little break there. All very quiet in the chat, so I'm guessing you've all run away and done different things, so that's fine. But yeah, that's cool. It's cool. And we will move on in a moment to the next round. So let's get the we'll move the screen up in a moment. And yeah, if we're ready for that, we'll go for it. So we're on the home stretch, people. We're on the last round, on the last half, the second half, heading in towards. And Emma's still counting up her points. Well done, Emma. That's good. How many? Mandy is watching us Yeah, Mandy's still on the Charles Babbage round. I phoned her during the break because she was obviously having trouble with it. So, hi, Mandy. I know I don't know if you've caught up with this bit, or if you're watching it live now, or I don't know where we're going with that really. But yeah, she's obviously on delay. She's obviously joined late, so she's still sort of about 10 questions behind us, or so, we don't know on that, and having trouble with it. She's having to watch it on her phone. So, yeah, but I hope you're enjoying it anyway. All right, so let's move on, shall we? Let's get my stuff ready, and we'll get the next round up, and it is on ologies and collective nouns. So what do you know about these? You might be surprised about what you do know and what you don't know. So right, well, Steve Ash used to set quizzes for 5 years. Oh, you can do one for me, mate, if you want. I'm always open to it. Right, Fiona, gosh, you do worry a lot. Leona, sorry, Fiona. Did I call you Fiona? Fiona Lay, no, Leona Faye. Right, so Stephen, your AI is or Al has answered all the questions correctly. Well done. Right. It will make sense in a moment, Leona. It will make sense in a moment. Shall we get on with it and put you out of your misery? So here we go. So what is the study of flags called? Is it eschatology? Is it enology? Is it trichology or vexillology? Write these questions. Some of these are really difficult to get through. Eschatology, enology, trichology, or vexillology. Study of flags. I'm sure someone out there does it. People just, yeah. Who knows what about flags? But yeah. What is the what's it called? What's the official name for it? I can't hear my music and it stopped, so that's okay. And the answer is it's a vexillology, which is just as difficult to write as it is to say. Eschatology is the study of the final historic events and the destiny of humanity. That sounds pretty deep to me. Enology is the study of wines. I suspect there's some of that going on tonight out there. I don't know the studying. Yeah, maybe not quite so much studying as trying and trialing them, but yeah, enjoy. That's why not. And trichology, as you may know, is the study of hair, something I don't have to worry about very much these days. But the correct answer is vexillology. If you got that correct, well done, and you get another point for your tally. So, and we will move on to question 26, which is, what is the collective noun for owls? Is it a manor? Is it a grapple? Is it a parliament? Or is it a ballad? You see a bunch of owls together, which, let's face it, that's not very often you're going to do that. But what would you say? Would you say, oh, look, there's a manor of owls, or a grapple of owls, or a parliament of owls, or a ballad of owls? Collective nouns for things are quite bizarre sometimes. So, yeah. What would you call a bunch of owls together? There we go. Correct answer is a parliament of owls. It kind of surprises me because owls are always meant to be wise and sensible, and so a parliament, I don't know. Anyway, a flock of owls, yeah, perhaps, yeah. It's a woohoo, says Stephen. I shouldn't have done that, sorry, apologies. The correct answer is parliament. None of the others, a manor, a grapple, and a ballad, they are not collective nouns, so they are meaningless in this round, unfortunately. But if you got a parliament, you got it right, and you got a point. Well done. We'll move on. Question 27. And what is the study of eyes called? Is it agology? Is it ophthalmology? Is it agnoiology or apiology? Or something like that. All right. Yes, Leona, sorry, I keep forgetting to hit that one. Well, I'll do that in a moment. We're on to study of eyes at the moment. So, agology, ophthalmology, acneology, or archaeology. So, what's the correct answer there? Sure, you're going to get this one. Right, they are, Leona, just for you. So let's get back to this. Sorry. The correct answer, obviously, ophthalmology. Hopefully, you knew that one. Algology is the study of algae. Agneology is the study of that which cannot be known. How can you study? How can you study something that you don't know? It can't be known. Very strange. And apiology is the study of bees and honey making. Beekeepers are apiarists, and bees live in apiaries. So yeah. And John's been to the ophthalmology department recently. So yeah, that's hopefully all's good, mate. Hopefully all's good. Right. And we'll move on to question 28. And what is the collective noun for ants? Do you have a troop of ants, an army of ants, formation, or a package? Ant. What do you? What is the collective noun for a bunch of ants? A troop, an army, a formation, or a package? He who cannot be named in response to the last answer from Keith there. A flock of ants. John, oh, okay. Well, I hope that's all okay, mate. And yeah, I suppose Stephen's got sort of like a good spin on that for you. Back to ants. Sorry. Collective noun for ants is an army of ants. So if you got that right, then well done. Or if whenever I'm out in the garden, the pain in the neck of ants, because that's what they are. All collective nouns should be a bunch, says Emma, and I can't necessarily disagree with that. That would be quite interesting. However, some of these are really strangely fun, very strangely fun, really. But because we've got another one coming up now with a really cute picture, a heap of ants. Well, that kind of implies they're in the pile, the owner, but a bunch, yeah, that kind of works. Right. Question 29 coming up. What is the collective noun for moles? Is it a crete of moles? Is it a labour, a charm, or a coalition? Moles. Jennifer, that's just showing off, but well done. That's really good. But we're on to moles now. What would you call a bunch of moles? Yeah, a bunch of moles. Thank you, Emma. Yeah. Go on, is it a crete, a labour, a charm, or a coalition? And the correct answer is it's a labour of moles. There we are. So if you ever see a load of moles in the garden, once you stop swearing at them for digging up the lawn, then you'd call them a labour of moles. A crete is what you get for badgers. You get a crete of badgers. I hope you're paying attention, Emma. A charm is you get a charm of fairies, don't you know? And a coalition is what you get of cheetahs. So you get a pride of lions. You get a coalition of cheetahs and a bunch of turners, probably. I don't know. We should come up with something for that. Maybe we shouldn't. I don't know. But I think in the meantime, we should. Goldfinches are a charm. Oh, see, Emma, you do know that one, or maybe I don't know. Maybe there's something there I'm not seeing. I'm going to keep quiet on that comment. And we'll move on to question 30. And what is the study of Mars called? And it's nothing to do with Mars bars, I'm afraid. But what is the study of Mars called? Is it myology, aerology, hydrology, or aerology? Study of Mars. I'm sorry we didn't have that question now, Emma. Yeah, goldfinches. We'll put that in for you next time. Well, if you study Mars, what's the term for it? Myology, aerology, hydrology, or aerology? Okay. We're kind of back to Greek mythology. Yeah, we are back to Greek mythology in a little way here, because the correct answer is aerology, and Ares was the Greek name for Mars. So yeah, Mars would be the Roman name for what we call Mars, but the Greeks would have called it Ares, I think. Myology is the study of muscles, hydrology is the study of water, and aerology is the study of the atmosphere. So there you go. And you'll be pleased to know, perhaps, that was the end of that round. So come on then, let's have your scores. Let's see how you did. Pop your scores into the chat. It's a very heavy round. It's a very heavy B round. Yeah, we did try to spread them out, but yeah, sometimes that's the way it works. Did you get all the B's though? Neil, 5 out of 5 there. Emma got 6 out of 6 because she answered bunch on everything, probably. I don't know. Leona, 5. Well done. Barry, 4. John, 5 as well. Keith, only 2 that time round. Oh, that's a shame, mate, but well done. Steve on 6. Nigel on 4 on that round. Well done. Total of 16. So 6 out of 6 for Jennifer. Well done. That's really good. Putting you on to a grand total of 14. Excellent work. Any more coming in? Or we can move on to the next round if you're feeling brave. It's the last normal round. 20 out of 20 for Stephen. You know, I don't know. Sorry, Leona. I was pleased for you. I was just really pleased for you. It wasn't a surprise. It was delight. Right. Okay. So if you're ready, we'll move on to round 6, the last normal round, and oh, well done, Stuart. 5 on that one. So up to 22 now. Well done. So last round is the human body. All right, we do have a bonus round coming up. Don't forget, everything can change with the bonus round. Everything can stay the same with the bonus round. Depends how you do. But let's have a little look. And question 1 on the human body. What is the name of the body's main artery? Is it the pulmonary, the subclavian, the aorta, or the carotid? The major artery in the body. One that carries most of the blood around, the oxygenated blood around the body. That's all the capillaries and everything else. But what's it called? It's very important, obviously. Is it the pulmonary, the subclavian, the aorta, or the carotid? All right, they are all actually arteries, so that's a trickier question than it might be, but the main one, the one that does the most important jobs, is the aorta. So yeah, all right, John loves these rounds, so I'm not sure if we should be worried about that or not, but we will find out. So I'm guessing we should be expecting good things from you here, John. We will wait and see. If you got that one right, it's the correct answer is C. It's the aorta. So if you got that, well done. Another point in your tally, and we'll move on with the next question. Question 32. And what is the coloured part of the eye called? Is it the iris? Is it the cornea? Is it the pupil? Or is it the conjunctiva? The coloured part of the eye. The iris, cornea, the pupil, or the conjunctiva? Now here's where it is then. Thank you, Stephen. Coloured part of the eye. Have you got your answer written down? Time to get it down now. If you haven't, sorry, got distracted by Stephen's comment there. His AI is taking over. But yeah, the coloured part of the eye is, of course, the iris. So hopefully you knew that one already. And if you did, you can give yourself another point for it. Right. Okay. So yeah, okay. Well, there's no excuse there then, John. So we're expecting good things. Um, so that was question 32. We're going to move on to question 33. And here we go. What is the name of the largest part of the human brain? Is it the cerebrum? Is it the cerebral cortex? Is it the temporal lobe or the frontal lobe? Largest part of the human brain. And I deliberately stayed away from a really sort of gory, gruesome picture there, Hannibal Lecter type thing. And I thought that was a bit of fun. Largest part of the human brain. That's probably about the size of my brain, actually, a walnut brain, but that's another story. Cerebrum, cerebral cortex, temporal lobe, or frontal lobe. What's the largest part of the human brain? Do we have an answer from everyone? Hopefully we do, because the correct answer is A. It's the cerebrum. Makes up about 80% of the brain, and it's the most complicated organ. It's the most complicated part of the brain, commonly known as the seat of consciousness, apparently. So my notes tell me. So that's what that is. So well done if you got that one. We're going to move on. Question 34. And what is the smallest organ of the human body? Is it A, the kidneys, B, the gallbladder, C, the spleen, or D, the pineal gland? Smallest organ of the human body. Kidneys, gallbladder, spleen, or pineal gland? That's how you pronounce it. Someone will tell me, I'm sure. Very popular quiz question is, what is the largest organ of the human body? Which normally gets some minds going. It's the skin. That's the largest organ. But what's the smallest one? Is it the kidneys, the gallbladder, the spleen, or the pineal gland? And the answer is the pineal gland. Yeah, you all got in there. Sorry, very, very quickly with the answer on the biggest, but after the smallest at the moment. So well done for getting the question right. That sadly isn't going to get any points, I'm afraid. Sorry. But this one will. If you got D for pineal gland, you can give yourself a point. Well done on that. And it's located, it's in the brain, and it controls the body clock. So if you've got a good sense of timing, good sense of time, then that's you can thank your pineal gland for that. Right. There we go. Question 35. And on average, what percentage of the body is made of water? Is it A, 40%, B, 50%, C, 60%, or D, 70%? Leona, you give yourself a point. You go for it. Why not? But in the meantime, we're on to water. Well, that sounds like a good idea, actually. Here's people. What percentage of the body is made of water? 40%, 50%, 60%, or 70%? Do we know what the answer to that is? These three weird red lines all around my screen. I'm wondering what they what they mean. Emma, a bunch of water. Yeah, it'd be a lake or something, wouldn't it? I don't know, actually. Doesn't matter. The correct answer is C. It's 60%. So 60% of the human body is made of water on average. So it does depend on body type, I would guess, to a large extent. But that's the importance of water to us. So, and that's the importance in this round. If you got that question right, you get a point. So let's move on. We go on to question 36, the last one of the normal questions. Stephen has disconnected the HAL 9000. Can we start again? On that, what are you doing? Do his back. Yeah. I'm trying to think of the name of the character. Hello, Steve. What are you doing, Steve? I'm not going to start singing Daisy Daisy though, so you're quite safe there. And if you haven't seen the film, I apologise. You won't get that. Right. Okay. Moving on to hello, Dave. Thank you. Yeah, that is quite right. Um, uh, Somewhere in my brain, but I couldn't bring it out there. Right. Question 36. Enough with the 2001 stuff. Question 36. What is the largest? I wish I knew, Stephen. What is the largest muscle of the human body? Is it the pectoralis, the gluteus maximus, the abdominal, or the teres major? Largest muscle in the human body: pectoralis, the gluteus maximus, the abdominal, or the teres major. Which is it? My favourite computer comment was going to give the computer a reprogramming with an axe that it will never forget. So yeah, but that's another story altogether. What the largest muscle of the human body is indeed the gluteus maximus. So there we go. And actually, my notes don't tell me where that is. They should do, but they don't. Oh, right. I'm glad you're enjoying the questions, Emma. That's good. That's good to know. So that's the correct answer. So that brings us B, gluteus maximus. That brings us to the. Thank you. Of course, it is the glutes. Yeah. It is your bottom or your buttocks, as someone has kindly said. Yeah, I've got the answer now. We don't need to go any further down that line. Yeah, the glutes, of course it is. Silly me. Right, let's move on quickly with that one, and because that's the end of the round. And John tells us we also have a medius and a minimus. There we are. So as well as the maximus. So that sounds all way too complicated. So that's the end of that round. So let's see, how have we done, people? Let's have your scores. Jennifer's on 17 already. Barry got 4, giving him a total of 19. There were 6 questions in that round. Leonis, you got 5. Well done. Stuart got 4. Emma got 4. Neil got 5. Keith got 3, giving him a 20. 21 in total. John got 2 wrong. But yeah, we like to keep them keep you all guessing. Steve 6, giving a total of 32. Emma on 20. Leona's on 20 after she's got her special bonus. Hey, why not? You're keeping the score, and it's all good fun. Stephen got 6 or possibly less. He's not sure. He's lost track. Amanda, hi, 24 for the 50 percenters. Amanda's one of my tryout team on the quiz. So great to have you joining us. We had a, not as Chestnut products, but my personal email had a huge problem this week. So I wasn't able to invite everyone to do the tryout on earlier this week. So that didn't work out very well. So some of my test team are out there. So it's lovely to have you join us, Amanda. Thank you very much indeed. Those words would never have left my lips, Leona. I would not have said that. Might have typed it in a message, but no, I would never have said that. So we're now on to the bonus round. Feeling brave? These questions are worth 5 points each. So if you get these, you could really boost your score. And so, yeah, everything to play for even. There are 10 questions in this round, 50 points up for grabs. Feeling brave? Are we ready for it? Oh, well done on catching up, Amanda. You obviously skipped through all the drivel that I talk. I don't blame you at all. That's makes perfect sense to me. Excuse me. That's the end of that one. I've got a second one on hand. Right, so here we go. Let's get the other questions up. So round 7 is the bonus round. 5 points per answer. Here we go. So, I would never say that about myself, Emma. Never. Okay, it's a good night. Yeah. Oh dear. Oops. Right. Yeah, sorry about that. Right, okay, so round 7, bonus round, 5 points per answer. Question 1 coming up. So, what is hair made of? Is it collagen? Is it keratin, tyrosine, or calcium? Hair. I don't know why the questions keep coming back to hair. I just feel very picked on these. But what is hair made of? Is it collagen, keratin, tyrosine, or calcium? I love that picture. Never been that bad. Right, so hair, what's that made of? It is made of keratin, which is a tough, insoluble protein, apparently. And if you knew that, or if you guessed it and got it right, give yourself 5 points. That's 5 whole points. Come on, let's get excited. Yeah, yeah. It's sawdust, sanding, the whole lot. It gets everywhere, doesn't it? So, and I don't do that much, but gosh, it's a nuisance. Right. So, that was question 37. Leona, as you just for you for your bonus point. There we are. I miss those as well. I must get another screen made up with them. Anyway, let's move on. Question 38. What is the name given to the large crater formed by a volcanic eruption? Is it a depression, a chamber, a vent, or a caldera? Which I always thought was a type of pizza, but apparently it's not. Yeah. The large crater formed by a volcanic eruption. Is it a depression, a chamber? I saw that, Stephen. A vent or a caldera? That large crater they cause. What is it? And the correct answer is a caldera. It's formed when the magma chamber collapses, apparently. So that's the name of that. So that's the correct term for the volcanic crater. So if you got that right, another 5 points into your tally. Well done. Right, we'll move on. Question 39. Here we go. And in which city, or in what city, was John Lennon shot? Was it in New York, Las Vegas, Miami, or San Francisco? It was back in the early 80s, wasn't it? It was a long time ago now. But where was it? John Lennon, where did he meet his untimely end? New York, Las Vegas, Miami, or San Francisco? Well, the correct answer is, have you had a guess yet, Emma? Hopefully so. Correct answer is New York. That's where he was when he was shot and killed. So, yeah, we'll move on from that question. It's a bit morbid, really. And 5 points if you got it right, though. And question 40. What is the capital of Chile? Is it La Cruz, Potiando, Santiago, or Casablanca? Chile. What is the capital city of Chile? La Cruz, Potiando, Santiago, or Casablanca? Potiando. Yeah, Potiando. I don't know. La Cruz, Santiago, or Casablanca? Do you know the answer on that? Say the first one again. La Cruz. That's how it's pronounced. It's Santiago anyway. So that's the correct answer. I'm being picked on here. In a chat box, how does that work? If you knew the answer to that one, if you could pronounce the first one correctly, or even the second one, you can have 5 points for that as well. But particularly if you got the correct answer. Capital of Chile is Santiago. 5 points. Well done, Emma. 5 points into your tally there. Right. I'm glad you're having fun, Leona. Question 41. Where is the largest vineyard in the world? A lot of questions about wine tonight, or around wine, I think. Is it in France, California, Montenegro, or South Africa? Largest vineyard in the world. France, California, Montenegro, or South Africa? Oh, good one, Leona. Yeah, a bunch of grapes. Yeah. Where would you find lots of them, though? Largest vineyard. Where's it going to be? Okay. Do you know the answer to this one? Have you got it? Have you answered it? Because it's Montenegro. It's that is where the largest vineyard in the world is. And funny enough, it's one of the smaller European countries, but with the largest vineyard. So if you got Montenegro, well done. And that's the correct answer. Give yourself 4 points. So I need to just move my thing over here, and we'll move on to the next question. We're back into outer space now. And which planet has the greatest gravity? Is it the Earth? Is it Venus, Jupiter, or Uranus? Which has the greatest gravity? So, and if you think about it, it's pretty obvious, really. So that's the apple, well, that's an apple signifying Newton, with the apple falling on him, working out the existence of gravity. It's quite a leap of faith, really. That apple's dropped down, gravity must exist. I don't know, but apparently it does. But which planet has the greatest gravity? Earth, Venus, Jupiter, or Uranus? And the correct answer is Jupiter. It's all to do with the size of the planet, basically. So Jupiter's the biggest planet in the solar system, so it's going to have the greatest gravity of them all. So if you got the answer correct there, if you got Jupiter, C, you can give yourself another 5 points. All right, so next question, question 43 coming up. And what is the only vitamin absent in an egg? Is it A, B, C, or D? Is it A, vitamin A, B, vitamin B, C, vitamin C, or D, vitamin D? Nothing much else to say about that one. Which one of those won't you find in an egg? No matter how hard you look, really. And the correct answer is vitamin C, apparently. I never knew that. So if you're having trouble with scurvy, get the oranges out, because the eggs aren't going to do it. That's a strange thing to say, but there we are. We'll move on from that one. 5 points there, though, don't forget. If you got that right, you've got 5 points. And we're going to move on to question 44. Ta-da. And what is the shortest London Underground line? Is it the Hammersmith and City line, the Waterloo and City line, the Piccadilly line, or the Bakerloo line? What's the shortest London Underground line? Hammersmith and City, Waterloo and City, Piccadilly, or the Bakerloo? Which is the shortest London Underground? Okay, so did you know the answer to that one? Oh well, John, did you take a guess? Hopefully you did, because the answer is it's the Waterloo and City line. It's less than 2.5 kilometers long, and it only has 2 stations, Waterloo and City, and it just connects the two stations together. And apparently it's nicknamed the Drain. I'm not quite sure why that is, but yeah, the Drain, just the Warsaw City just connects the two lines together. During the lockdowns, it was closed, and even after the lockdowns finished, it was still closed for about a year after that, which makes you wonder, is there any need for it even? But it has been reopened since, apparently. Right, so we're on the last stretch. Two more questions to go. These are all worth 5 points, don't forget. So if you got Waterloo and City like John did, you've got 5 points. Let's move on. Question 45. And who invented Bitcoin? Was it the Financial Services Committee, the FSC? Was it Robert Maxwell? Was it the Banking Corporation of America? Or is it unknown? Do we just not know who actually invented it? So someone obviously has invented it. It's around. I don't really understand it, to be honest. But who invented it? The FSC? Robert Maxwell, the Banking Corporation of America, or is it unknown? Do we not know? I'm just having a quick gulp here. I tried to do that quieter for you, Leona. There we go. So, who invented Bitcoin? Well, interestingly enough, it's unknown. We don't actually know who invented it. Satoshi Nakamoto is a character or a group that invented it, but it's a pseudonym. No one actually knows who they or it or him or they, her, whatever are. So yeah, no one knows the answer to that one. Thank you, Leona. Right, so it's time for the very last question. So here we go. Remember, it's 5 points. 5 points. If you didn't know, if you agreed with everyone, we don't know who invented the Bitcoin, you got D for that one, then give yourself 5 points. Question 46, the last one. Here we go. And when was the Highway Code first published? Was it 1922? Was it 1931, 1942, or 1945? Highway Code. Stephen, I can do better than that. I bit into a McFlurry and broke a tooth. That's how bad my teeth are. I broke a tooth on a McFlurry. Okay. But the Highway Code, when was that first published? So that people would just ignore it most of the time. 1922, 1931, 1942, and 1945. What do we reckon? The answer is 1931. It's published by the Stationery Office. They update it and change it every so often to make life more complicated for us. But yeah, 1931 was when the first one came out. And that's the end of the quiz. Really, Leona? Wow, that takes some doing as well. Yeah, it wasn't necessarily McDonald's fault that I broke my tooth on it, but there we are. Oh, the McFlurries, Stephen. The McFlurries are fine. So that's the end of the quiz. So how did you do? I hope you've enjoyed that. Let's have your answers, your scores in the chat, please. So let's see if we can work out who's won that. So well done for taking part. Thank you everyone who's taken part tonight. Jennifer got 39. I should have a bit of just have some paper to write this down with. Keith got 45. Well done. Leona lost count. I'm sure it's in the 60s, Leona. I'd have thought so. Neil 55 in total. John 49, which I think puts you in the lead there, Steve. 49. Oh no, Barry's just pipped you at the post there with 54. So well done, Barry. Nigel 45 in the last round, total 66. Right, wow, okay, well done. 61 for Stuart. Yeah, well done. Up there. Leona, up 70, perhaps 80. Amanda Davison, 69 altogether. I think that puts you in the lead. If I've got that wrong, please say so. If you've got more than 69, and your name isn't Leona, then do please tell me. So let's take that away. Let's put me on the screen. Let's upset everyone. How are we doing here? That's good. Right, so 69 is the total to beat at the moment, I think. I don't think anyone's got higher than that. So yeah, anyone else? Are you still counting your scores? I hope you have enjoyed the quiz tonight. If you have any comments on it, good, bad, or otherwise, do just drop me an email. It'll be fine. I'm interested to hear. I've missed doing these. I will do them again. I will do a few more. Make the effort for it. It's losing Kahoot was a bit of a problem. It just got too expensive to use for the amount of times I was using it. It was just ridiculous. So I dropped that, but this new system works. It takes a little bit more time. Well done, Emma, on 50. That's a good score. Oh, thank you, Emma. That's interesting. Yeah, it does roll through the questions just that little bit quicker. But say if you got any comments or suggestions or whatever that you want to make, that'd be fine. Yeah, Stephen. Yeah, looking forward to seeing you there. Um, yeah, it is faster than Kahoot. It does speed things up. It takes longer to prepare, but it is definitely quicker than Kahoot. Um, there you go, Leona. Uh, Now I can put some background music on while we're doing this bit, but I've no idea what it is. I've got loads of options on it. I've lost my chat box now. So yeah. Oh, Keith, it's your first quiz. Oh, thank you very much. Good to have you there. Am I doing a quiz at the weekend? Do you know what I wasn't thinking of, and no, you couldn't have the answers anyway. No, we had a quiz a couple of years ago down in Canterbury of sorts, and but we won't be doing another one this year. Um, but yeah, we'll still have fun, I'm sure. Leonie, you had to see it. You had to see what the other one was. Um, Brilliant. Thanks, Amanda. Glad you enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun with a lot of people, so I do enjoy it. How are we doing on the time? So yeah, that was good. And if you want more, then feel free to email me and nag me and say, "Oh, come on, let's have another one." So yeah, the weekend. Yeah, really looking forward to it. The weekend, not long to go now. So yeah, we'd love to have you there. If you're watching and you haven't got a ticket yet and you can get there, then please do. It is good fun. If you've enjoyed tonight, then you'll be in for a treat there as well. It's just great fun. We really the reason we do it is because we enjoy it. It's good. All right. Oh, well done, Mandy. Thank you. All right. Thanks, Emma. I know you're a huge fan of the Weekender. Yeah, we always get lucky. It always works out. So it's good fun. Right. Anyone else? Any more comments? Any more scores to come in? Yeah, we've got a lot of people can't make it this year, John. I know Stuart can't make it, unfortunately. It's a shame. Keith, yeah, I appreciate it's a long way for you. We do have people coming over from the US who are taking part, though. So, what can I say? We've got people from the Netherlands as well. So we do have a wide spread of people coming over, which is really nice. Um, uh, a number of people coming up from the south coast. Yeah, Leona, next year I'll hold you to that. That'll be good to see you. Thanks, Mandy. See you later. I'll give you a call. She's weird. She's normally in the other room, sort of shouting out the answers at me. So it's quite strange. Spookily quiet here. Pressing the wrong buttons now on the computer, so that's really not help. You just got to swoosh there. What else can I do, Leona? That's yeah. Right, I think Emma's about right. It's probably about time to call it a day there. So thank you, Emma. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I hope everyone else did. So genuinely, if you have any comments about the format, the layout, or anything like that, about what we've done, then do feel free to drop me an email, let me know, and if we can change it. Frederick, it went very well. Thank you. Everyone enjoyed it. So thank you so much for supplying the questions. It makes my job a lot easier. Um, I will do another quiz. It's always interesting trying to write questions that everyone will enjoy. So people, I'm gonna sign off now and say thank you very much for coming along. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for having fun, because that's what it's all about. I'm going to end the broadcast now, and I'll see you all very soon. I hope. I've got the wrong thing in front of the screen, so I can't see what's going on. So I'll say goodbye. Well, there's my hand. Bye. I'm using that hand on the mouse. So there we are. Take care, and hopefully see several of you in just about 5 or 6 weeks time now. Gosh, can't be bad. All right. Take care. Bye for now. Cheerio.